Well, greetings to Chair Farabach, to members of the U.S. Access Board, and to everyone joining today's forum. I really appreciate the opportunity to join virtually and help kick off this important discussion. I want to thank Greg, my friend and a fellow Hoosier, for inviting me to join for these opening remarks and for your leadership in the cause of equity and accessibility for all. And it's great seeing that so many good friends from Indiana are involved in this convening. I'm sorry that I can't join in real time for today's event, but I've asked a senior member of my team, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Safety Policy, Robin Hutchison, to be with you today. She'll be offering remarks, and I think that you'll really enjoy hearing what she has to say. The U.S. Access Board and the U.S. Department of Transportation have a long history of collaborating to make the transportation system safer, more equitable, and more accessible for all. Safety is our number one priority, and making vehicles and infrastructure safe and accessible to people with disabilities benefits all Americans. I believe that transportation policy, when done right, makes the American dream possible by getting people and goods to where they need to be and directly and indirectly creating good-paying jobs. But I also recognize all of the ways in which misguided policies and missed opportunities have sometimes reinforced racial and economic inequality, dividing or isolating neighborhoods, and undermining government's basic role of empowering Americans to thrive. Now, the disability community has done extraordinary work for generations to eliminate barriers to safety and prosperity for Americans with disabilities who rely on equitable access to transportation resources. Tearing down these barriers doesn't just benefit those who need accommodations, it benefits the entire country by unlocking the contributions that Americans with disabilities can make to our economy, to their families, and to society when transportation inequity no longer stands in the way. You and I know that there is so much work to do. There are also new tools on the horizon to help. The possibility of new national investments in transportation equity, and the arrival of new technologies that can potentially be a major boost to equity. But that only happens if we make sure of it. And I know that's part of what you're convening to discuss today. We have an opportunity to incorporate access, equity, and accessibility for all from the beginning of our coming major policy and technology decisions. This is part of what it means to build back better and to include everyone in the future of innovation and the future of America. I hope that you have a fruitful dialogue at this important forum, and I'm looking forward to working with you to make transportation and our whole society more inclusive, more equitable, and more accessible for all. Thank you.